Hey everyone, thanks so much for tuning back in. My name is Lindsay Coulter and I'm a wedding and portrait photographer based out of Waterloo, Ontario. Today I'm going to be talking about Instagram and how I optimize my Instagram experience to make sure that I am using my time most effectively, that I'm not comparing myself to other people on the internet, and I'm also getting real clients out of it. So I post on my Instagram feed every single day. I try to share my wedding work, my personal work, as well as some of my personal life and what I'm up to. I generally find that I'm posting most of my personal stuff on my Instagram stories, as that's the stuff that's happening instantly and sort of as my day is going along. But I do try to use my feed as a more cohesive place to share my portfolio. As you know, you can't really post on Instagram directly through the app on your desktop. You have to be using your phone if you're using the Instagram app itself. But there are a couple of third-party apps to post on Instagram that you can use that allow you to schedule your posts, that allow you to actually type out your captions, that allow you to search for different hashtags, that I definitely recommend if you are using Instagram for your business. Over the past few years, I've used Hootsuite, I've used Google Apps to try and organize my photos and store them for later posting. I've tried using just the drafts within Instagram to try and save and plan out photos, but so far there hasn't really been anything that I found that really solved all of my problems. However, there is now an app available that allows us to post through our desktop or your phone, that allows you to save your photos ahead of time, to plan your captions out, and also preview your feed to make sure that all of your photos are looking cohesive, that your editing all still looks the same, and also to make sure that you're scheduling your posts out at a time that's optimal for when your followers or when other people are going to be most engaged with what you're posting. So for today's video, I'm going to show you actually an introduction to the Later app. I am not being paid by them. That would be cool, but they're not giving me any money. I just really love it. I think it's an amazing platform. And I also just really feel like this is the app that solves the most problems at one time for wedding photographers, creatives, and really any business owner using Instagram and their social networks for business. So I'm gonna jump over now and I'm gonna actually show you my screen and what I've been working on. I've been planning things about a month in advance, so we are coming up to the end of the month. I've got a couple of posts left to go out, and then after that, at the end of this month, I'll plan for the next full month. And it's incredible. It allows me to share my pictures in a way that's cohesive. It's basically like a microblogging, which is really sweet. I don't really have to be sharing full blogs on my actual website anymore, but this does still drive traffic to my website. And I mean, honestly, most of my business is coming through Instagram now. So if you are looking for a way to drive more traffic and drive more revenue into your company, I would definitely recommend putting this one on your to-do list for this week. Okay, so here we are in the Later app. So I just get to this by going to later.com. It's not really anything too tricky. You can see that I have two different accounts linked here. Depending on the type of account that you have with Later, you can add multiples in if you have a bunch. Part of the reason that I use this app versus just posting one-offs is because I do want my feed to look and feel a certain way, but I also really want to minimize the amount of time that I'm spending on Instagram every single day. I do feel like if I'm posting a new photo every day, coming up with captions, writing unique hashtags, that alone is going to take me quite some time. But then I also find, and I'm sure lots of people are the same way, that I end up just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling for hours. And by the time that I've scrolled through so many different people's profiles and seeing what other photographers are posting, I totally talk myself out of actually posting anything. So this way I have it all planned out, it's scheduled, I can adjust the look of the feed based on how it's going to come out looking. And then also I can actually write in my captions every single day and schedule them out for the most optimal time of day. So you'll see here these ones that have the Instagram icon. Those are the ones that are already posted. These are the ones that I have scheduled coming up. And I try to post until the end of the month and then I'll readjust. I will definitely end up editing these, moving them around, changing the captions by the time that the actual post is getting around to being posted. But I try to just load in as much media as possible from similar weddings or the same wedding, just to get a good cohesive looking feel to my feed. So this is the preview view. Then we can also go into the week, and this is generally how I will actually plan out and schedule my week 1 week at a time. And I try to post it until the end of the month. I think I have them planned in until, I have them planned in until the end of the month here. So when you go back and look at your preview, this is all kind of just based off of what I have plugged in here. These highlighted spots are the spots that Later is suggesting that my followers are the most engaged, just based on the historical data of when I have posted in the past. So right now, the next scheduled post that I have coming up is for this evening. And I have my caption in here. Then I also have my hashtags, and you can actually save your hashtags, which is incredible. I do suggest obviously changing them up every once in a while and for content specific images, but you can save them in your saved hashtags. You can also edit your image in here. So depending on how much of the photo you want, if you want it to be a portrait or square crop, I might actually change it to a square crop now that I'm looking at it. So I think I'll probably change that. And no, I'm going to go back and change it real quick here. So I'll probably change it to look like that. And I will save. And I'll just go back into the preview to make sure that I still like how that looks in this feed, and I do. So I do have a mixture of cooler tones and warmer tones. That's just the nature of the sessions that I'm posting right now. This post for scheduled in for tomorrow, if we go into here, is a little bit more timely. So I'm trying to also include photos that are not just portfolio images. This photo is actually for a couple that is getting married on Saturday this week. So I've made sure to include that one in here. I'm going to crop it in as well, actually. Ironically enough, this is the exact same location as that last photo. Why am I doing this? Square crop. It's the exact same location as that last photo, but at sunset. So I usually would try to keep the time of day a little bit more consistent as well. However, I like to celebrate with my couples when they're about to get married. I think it gives them something to share, to repost on their own Instagram, which will then obviously bring some more traction back into my Instagram. So we'll go back there. I'll check on my preview, make sure that everything lines up nicely, and I think it does. And obviously, the more that I add in, like if I were to add in another photo, do I have another? Yeah, so I think these are unused, right? So I can actually filter. This is all of the media that I've uploaded in here. And then I can also filter it by used or unused. So I'd like to see my unused media. Perfect. So let's just, I don't know, we'll just plunk one in here for the sake of it. I'm going to put one more in here. And you can see that I think looks a little bit more cohesive, but honestly, don't drive yourself crazy over this because every single time you post something new, it's going to change the look and the feel of your feed. So also in the media library, you can see what you have here. I only just started using this app not all that long ago, so I don't have a ton of stuff in here, but just moving forward, I plan on just taking everything when I'm uploading my previews for my clients and just uploading those previews into here as well. If you want to get really technical with it, then you can start making notes and you can start making labels. So if you wanted to put in here wedding or engagement or cool tone, but you can start sorting by those things as well, just so that you make it a little bit easier once you have hundreds of images in here. You don't have to feel like you're losing your mind trying to sort for something and search for something that's going to fit within your feed. Again, I try to not be too crazy about this because throughout the week and as I'm shooting sessions, I probably will be uploading more things in here. I just shot a wedding on the weekend that I'll probably be posting in here that's going to throw off this whole look. So I would just say don't get too caught up on this. The most important thing is that we're posting, and that we're posting consistently, that we're posting at the most optimal time of day, and that we're saving ourselves some time to actually go and engage on other people's posts and like and comment back to people that comment on our feed. I think having like an excessively planned out feed is just a really good way to make yourself kind of cuckoo. So that's really it for the Later app. I just kind of wanted to introduce this to you guys. And as I learn a little bit more about this and I start planning out for June, I'll keep you updated on how it's going. But if you have used the app, please let me know. If you are stuck and you need any help, also let me know. I'm really excited about this app, and I think that it's going to save us all a ton of time and also make us a little bit less crazy. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really hope that this video was helpful for you. If you have any questions about Later, feel free to reach out to me. The customer service team over at Later is really helpful. They've gotten back to me really quickly anytime that I've had any questions. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to them or just post in the comments here. As always, please like and subscribe. I'll continue posting these videos to help wedding photographers and other creatives enhance their business experience and make sure that you're driving revenue into your company. Have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you guys next week.